This is Jennifer Pan, 24 years old. Her parents, Bitch and Han Pan, were Vietnamese immigrants who had built a middle-class life in Markham, Ontario. They had two expectations of their children: success and obedience. Jennifer met neither. At 14, a knee injury ended her figure skating career. At 18, she stopped attending school without telling her parents. She faked report cards, a diploma, a university acceptance letter, a degree. For years, her parents believed their daughter was on her way to becoming a pharmacist. In reality, she was a high school dropout, living a secret life with her drug dealer boyfriend. When her parents discovered the truth in 2010, they gave her an ultimatum. Option 1, return home, end the relationship, go back to school. Option 2, leave the family entirely. Jennifer chose neither. She created option 3. The lies Jennifer Pan told her parents were not impulsive. They were architectural. Each one built upon the previous, each one requiring the next to survive. She did not fail her final year of high school. She attended the graduation ceremony, wearing a cap and gown for an education she had not completed. Her parents threw her a graduation party. They told their friends and family she had graduated with honors. From there, she fabricated a university acceptance. 4 years of supposed education, a degree she purchased as a prop. All of this was sustained because Jennifer understood one thing with exceptional clarity. Her parents believed what they needed to believe. Parallel to the fabricated academic career, Jennifer had been in a secret relationship for nearly 8 years. Her boyfriend, Daniel Wong, was someone her parents had explicitly forbidden. When they discovered the relationship, they ended it by ultimatum. Jennifer publicly complied. Privately, she continued seeing him. For years, she maintained 2 simultaneous realities: the obedient daughter her parents saw, and the person she actually was. Forensic psychologists who later studied her case identified this as a deeply practiced pattern, not a sudden deviation from character, but the natural extension of a psychology that had been operating this way since childhood. Whisper. On the night of November 8, 2010, Jennifer Pan unlocked the front door of her family home. 3 men entered at 11:05 p.m. They were caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera. Their instructions were specific: ransack the home and murder the parents. 18 minutes later, the 3 men were seen running out. At that exact moment, 911 received a call from the same address. Jennifer's mother, Bitch, was shot twice, once in the neck, once in the head. She was killed immediately. Her father, Han, was also shot twice. He survived. Jennifer was found upstairs, unharmed, and ready to talk to police. Jennifer was taken to Markham Police Station in the early hours of November 9th as a witness, not a suspect. She had not been read her rights to silence. She was there voluntarily, and she arrived ready with a story. Intruders had entered the home. 3 men, all black, one with dreadlocks, one who spoke with no accent, one with a Caribbean accent. She had been tied to the upstairs banister. She had hidden her phone in her waistband. She had called 911 while still restrained. The story was detailed, specific, delivered calmly. It was also almost entirely fabricated.
During the first interview, an investigator entered the room unexpectedly. Jennifer's reaction was immediate and involuntary. What is known in neurophysiology as the startle reflex, an exaggerated response to sudden stimulus, was consistent with acute hyperarousal. For a genuine trauma victim, this response would be expected. But investigators noted something specific. When Jennifer recounted the most harrowing moments of the night, the sound of her mother calling for her, the shots she heard from downstairs, her emotional display was measured, controlled, almost rehearsed. Yet a door opening unexpectedly produced a visceral, uncontrolled response. The body was afraid. The performance was not.
2 days later, Jennifer was called back to the station. She was told it was to collect more details. In reality, the interview had one purpose: to begin the process of cross-examination, to lock her into the inconsistencies that had already appeared in her first account. The second assailant, she now said, had never spoken. In the first interview, he had. The money taken from the bedroom? She had described it as $1,100. Now she was less certain. How she had retrieved her phone while tied to a banister required a physical demonstration that, by fortunate chance for her, actually made mechanical sense. She was making corrections. She was filling gaps. And every correction was being carefully recorded. 10 days after the murders, Jennifer was called back for a third interview. This time, a different detective, William Gates. His approach was different from his predecessor, more direct, less patient, more experienced with exactly this type of suspect. Over 3 hours and 20 minutes, he systematically dismantled everything Jennifer had constructed. He told her he knew she was involved. He told her the evidence was overwhelming. He told her that telling the truth was the only path forward. And then, 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds into the interrogation, Jennifer Pan began to cry. Not for her mother, not for her father, who had survived with bullet fragments lodged in his face. She cried for herself. And then she began to talk. What clinical psychology identifies in Jennifer Pan's case is not simply dishonesty. Pathological lying is a distinct behavioral pattern, one characterized by the construction of elaborate false realities maintained over extended periods without the psychological friction that most people experience when deceiving others. Most people who lie feel the lie. The cognitive load of maintaining a false narrative produces anxiety, behavioral leakage, and eventually collapse. Jennifer Pan had been lying continuously to the people closest to her for over 6 years. The lies did not produce visible anxiety. They did not produce behavioral leakage. They produced more lies, each one more detailed than the last. When her parents discovered the truth in 2010, they presented Jennifer with 2 options: return home under strict conditions, or leave the family permanently. For most people, This would be a painful but navigable choice. For Jennifer Pan, both options were unacceptable. Option 1 meant the end of her secret life. Option 2 meant the end of her financial support and the family identity she had spent years constructing. What forensic psychology finds most significant is not that she chose violence. It is how she framed it to herself. She did not plan a murder. She planned a solution. And she executed it with the same methodical precision she had applied to every lie before it. Jennifer Pan was convicted of first-degree murder for the death of her mother, Bitch Pan. She was also convicted of attempted murder for the shooting of her father, Han. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years. Her boyfriend, Daniel Wong, and 3 other men involved in the attack received the same sentence. Her father, Han Pan, who survived a bullet to the face and testified against his own daughter, later stated in an interview that he still loved her, that he wished things had been different. What does the case of Jennifer Pan tell us? Not about the specific circumstances of one family in Markham, Ontario. What it tells us is something more fundamental about the relationship between expectation and deception. Jennifer Pan did not become a liar the night she arranged the murder. She had been one for as long as she could remember. The lie was not a response to the ultimatum. The ultimatum was simply the moment the lie ran out of room. Her signature was not the violence. Her signature was the calm, the cooperation. The prepared story. The tissue that remained dry throughout 2 hours of performed grief. Every criminal leaves a signature. Jennifer Pan's was the performance she gave before anyone knew there was a crime to perform for. Every criminal leaves a signature. Let's read the next one.